All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about how we made one of our clients at the agency just over $1.5 million in 12 days. So I want to talk about in this video, go into a little bit more detail on the exact strategy and why I think it worked so well, and just outline some key points that you guys can use and implement for your own client campaigns as well. So we did a product launch for one of our clients. It's just ending as we speak. We'll probably still get a few more sales trickle in over the next few days, but for the most part, it's finished. And yeah, we generated, let me get the numbers up right now. Just going to get it on my screen. So we generated just over $730,000 in cash collected. And we're selling a coaching program, so there are payment plans. If the payment plans come in total, it will be $561,470, right? So just over 1.5 million. Obviously, realistically, let's be honest, not all the payment plans are going to come in. Maybe that total revenue, maybe we'll get like 85% of it. So still well over $1 million from one single launch. Now, at the end of the day, if you guys I'm not going to edit the numbers on the screen. So if you guys are skeptical Susans, you've got limiting beliefs around how much money can be made, then that's your problem. You can go to my Twitter, check it out as well. And I post more regular updates on there and stuff. So you'll see more screenshots, but I'm not going to edit it over the video. And at the end of the day, this is my client's money, not my money. So I've got no real motivation to lie. Anyway, that's what we did. So the ad numbers, not all of that was from ads. So our client has a fairly large following. So it was split pretty much 50-50. From the ads, I'll give you the numbers. So we spent in total $82,000 in ad spend, $82,452.88 to be exact. From that, we generated $404,585 in cash collected. So on cash, that's a 4.91 ROAS, cash in the bank on day one. Well, day 12 of the sell, but you get the point. Then obviously some of that was payment plans as well. So the cash profit was $322,132 cash in the bank profit. The total sales revenue was $834,385, which means that we did a profit of $751,932, which means the total sales revenue ROAS was 10.12. So pretty fucking awesome results, honestly. To spend 80 plus grand to make back over 400K cash, 4.91 ROAS. People are fucking buzzing if they get that on a lifetime ROAS. We're getting that on cash ROAS on day one, basically. Obviously, if all payment plans come in, then we'll do over 10 ROAS, which again is pretty friggin' awesome. And it's good because we did a launch similar to this last year, but the numbers were smaller because we only spent I can't remember off the top of my head, 30, 40K, but we did very similar ROAS numbers, which we got about 5 ROAS in cash and about 10 ROAS in lifetime. If payment plans, not even lifetime, but just payment plans of this product. So it was cool to see that we increased the ad spend, by 2.5 times, and we were still able to hit the same ROAS, which is awesome. So next time we do this, we'll probably double ad spend again, hopefully spend about 150 grand on ads, and it'll be cool to see what the ROAS is. So anyway, there's the high level numbers. We can talk organic registrants. We had 5,700. We converted 275 of them into sales, which meant that the conversion was 4.77% on organic audience. Paid registrants, we had 17,400, 305 of those bought, which means the conversion for ads was 1.75%. So obviously your ad conversion is going to be lower than your organic, but it's still a friggin' awesome result. 1.75% conversion on cold traffic with ads. this product, there was two options. They could buy a 2K product or a 5K product, right? So it's relatively high ticket, no sales call, just direct to checkout. Okay, so there's the numbers anyway. Now, how did we do it? So for context, you guys will know that I run a marketing agency. We work with online coaches and influencers and help them sell coaching programs, right? We help them sell info. So we, over the last few years, pretty much specialized in doing product launches like this, where, it's not evergreen, where our client will launch the program maybe 2 to 3 to 4 times a year, and we'll do numbers like this. So I want to explain exactly how we did it in this video, because we do it a little bit differently to most people. So most people, and we've done this in the past as well, they'll do like Jeff Walker style product launch formula, where you'll do like a free challenge or a free event, and the event will last anywhere between 3 to 5 days. And effectively it'll be, you'll run ads or do social media to drive registrants. People will sign up for the free event. You'll teach for 5 days, and throughout that 3 to 5 days, by the end of it, you'll do the sell of the coaching program, get people to buy, and then after about 5 days, you'll close the cart and the launch is done, right? That's like the typical way, and that still works, but we do it a bit differently. It's a lot more work, but it's a lot more effective, and I think the numbers prove that as well. So we break ours up into 3 different phases. So phase 1 is the registration phase. Phase 2 is the nurture phase, or the frame phase as well. And I'll explain all this in a second. And then phase 3 is the sell, right? Nothing crazy about the 3 phases. You could probably guess that. So what we basically do is, obviously our clients drive traffic from the organic audience, and we drive traffic from paid ads on Facebook. And instead of saying like, hey, there is a 5-day event or something like that, the way we frame it is, hey, we're looking for like beta testers for our coaching program. We basically want you to go through the program for free, and then in return, all we ask is for your feedback, and if you get results, testimonials. It's a 3-week-long program, so it's not 5 days, it's not 3 days, it's 3 weeks long. It involves going through the course material. It involves live coaching. We'll coach you live throughout those 3 weeks. And then again, it's completely free. All we ask in return is that you give us some feedback, and if you get results, leave a testimonial. So that's the frame. And that's the reason why it works so well, is because it's quite different to what other people do, right? People will say 3-day challenge, 5-day free event. And in a world where, everyone's becoming a coach and everyone's following the launch formula and everyone's following Russell Brunson, it's very hard sometimes to differentiate yourself. And we're not in the most saturated market, but we're also not in like an unsaturated market. Like, we have plenty of competitors. There's plenty of people teaching this stuff, or going after the same customers. So we wanted to use this as a way to differentiate ourselves. And I'm sure there's other people doing free access to courses and stuff. But I think there's not that many people that are doing free access to 3 weeks live coaching, where we'll go and coach you live every week. So that's kind of the differentiator. And because it's effectively a lead magnet, right? The free access to the beta course, the cost per lead is a lot lower. So our cost per lead overall, and this isn't a business it's in business coaching effectively. We'll help you how to get clients and customers. So again, quite a saturated market. It's within a niche of that, but it's still fairly saturated. We're getting a cost per lead overall of $4.63. So we spent, on registration ads alone, we spent $80,897.02. We got 17,463 leads at a cost per lead of $4.63. A lot of our competitors will be paying $10 plus per lead. Now, the ad copy was good. Maybe I can go into detail about that and the different ads and videos that we ran. But I think also what really helped this was the offer of the ad, which is free access to a 3-week-long program, and we'll coach you for free in return for feedback. So that lead magnet angle, I think, helped us massively with the cost per lead. We ran ads for about 3 weeks. We usually run ads for 2 weeks. Because the closer someone registers for an event like this, the more likely they're going to be engaged and show up. But the problem is that we were trying to spend so much, 80 grand is a lot to spend in like a 2-week window when you're launching ads from scratch and trying to scale to 80K spend in 2 weeks. It was a bit too much. Previously, we spent like 30K and that was okay in a 2-week period. But because it was 80K, we extended the advertising window to 3 weeks, which meant we didn't have to like rush and spend loads of money at once. We could like test more patiently and then scale the winners, which obviously worked extremely well. Next time, if we spend over 100K, then we'll probably do a 4-week advertising window, just because if we try and spend that much money in just 2 to 3 weeks straight from scratch, from launching ads for the first time, then the cost per lead will probably be too high and it'll be a net negative. It'll be better to get people to register even 4 weeks out and just, hope that our nurturing process keeps them engaged. Another thing to note as well is that we ran ads to Facebook lead forms, so not to a landing page. I think this massively helped with the cost per lead as well. As you guys will know that if you run lead form ads, cost per lead is usually cheaper. Now, people argue, and I believe this for the longest time, that the quality of the lead is poorer. And that's true if you don't have a proper nurturing sequence. So for example, what most people do is they'll like generate ads to a lead form and they'll either like get a setter to dial them straight away and be like, hey, are you looking for this? Like trying to sell them on the phone, or they'll send them to like a 15-minute VSL. And the person just doesn't have a large enough relationship, and like you're not really memorable. If someone's just filling out a lead form on Facebook, they don't really know who you are. They don't have that trust, right? So the lead is cheap, but the quality is low. But what we do, obviously, and I'll talk about this in a second, is that we don't try and sell them on day one. We don't try and get them on the phone on day one. We don't send them to a 50-minute VSL that pitches them something on day one. We send them through a nurturing sequence that is 3 weeks long, which I talked about. And that is what turns that lead from low quality to high quality. So again, our conversion rate on these leads, we converted 1.75% of the leads from ads into a 2 to 5K customer. That's fucking awesome. So the lead quality isn't low. The quality of the lead is determined by the quality of your nurturing sequence. Our nurturing sequence is good, and therefore we can convert those leads. If you're generating a lead form and just trying to get them on the phone to sell them straight away, then the lead quality is bad. So that's something interesting to know. So that's the phase 1, the registration. This video is going to be way too long if I start talking about the individual ads. So if you want me to go into more detail about like how we came up with the ad angles, what type of ads we ran, was it long copy, short copy, video, image, then just let me know in the comments and maybe I'll do a more detailed video on that. But I don't want to speak for like 5 hours on this video. So that's phase 1. So we ran that for about 3 weeks. Then phase 2 happened where the launch started. Now, this is for the first 2 weeks of the launch is what we call nurture phase or the frame phase. So very simply, we put all the registrants into a Facebook group. We give them access to that the week before it goes live. So we accept everyone into the Facebook group. And we also have a course area where we release course content. We use School. We didn't use the community for School, just the course area, just FYI. We shut off the community tab so people could just access the classroom area. And basically how it works is that on the first week of week 1, we release the first course, which is week 1, right? And there's maybe like 5 to 10 modules or lessons inside of week 1. So on week 1, we send out an email, announce that the course area is live. People can start going through the content. And then throughout that first week, we also do live coaching, multiple times a week, maybe like 5 to 7, depending on the week. Depending on the week. So we go live like 5 to 7 times in that first week, coaching people on the contents of the first week. Same thing happens on week 2, the Monday of week 2, module 2 or week 2 is released inside the classroom area, and we do another week of live coaching. These first 2 weeks, this is like a business coaching program where we're teaching people how to get clients, how to grow a business, how to make money. It's important to note that throughout those first 2 weeks, we very rarely talk about any type of tactic or strategy. We don't talk about funnels. We don't talk about sales scripts. We don't talk about how to, get the client effectively. All that is really talking about in the phase 2 is mindset and belief. So this is how you do this phase is going to be determined by your customer and where they're at, right? It depends on their awareness level and the sophistication level, right, of the market. Our ideal customer in this scenario, they already know they want to build this particular type of business, but they're either just starting, they don't know how to start, or they've tried a little bit and failed, right? So we're not scaling people from 7 to 8 figures. We're taking people who already have an idea and we're helping them bring that idea to reality. So we didn't really need to focus on selling them on the tactics or the strategy. Our biggest job in this moment is to install the belief into them that they can actually do it, right? Because our ideal customer already knows they want to start this type of business, so we didn't need to sell them on the business model. We didn't needed to start selling them on like, hey, this is the best business to start, because they already were sold on that idea, okay? And that's just specific for our customer. Yours might be different, right? If you're selling an Amazon FBA program to complete beginners who've never heard of Amazon FBA, then you'll probably have to start talking about the business model, the tactics, the strategies, and explaining to them why it makes money. So again, you're going to have to tailor this to your own business and your own customer. For us, they were already sold on the business model, so we just needed to get them to believe that they were someone who could execute on it. So we did a lot of mindset training, breaking beliefs, getting them to step into that identity of that person, and basically just showing them that it's possible. We had lots of testimonials from past students as well who were also in a similar situation to them before they started working with our client. So all that belief breaking there. And I call it the nurture phase or the framing phase, because we are framing them for the sell here. We are getting them to a point where they believe that it's possible for them. So then when we make the sell and we make the offer to them, they already, have that mindset to be, yes, I need to invest in myself. This is my time. I'm going to make it happen, et cetera, et cetera. So we just basically listed out all the beliefs that someone has around, like, that could stop them from starting. And we tackled those beliefs and just showed them that, this business and this lifestyle is possible if they put in the work, invest in themselves, trust the process, change their identity to become an entrepreneur before they've already become an entrepreneur, et cetera, et cetera. Again, maybe I can go into on a different video more detail on that, but that's quite a well discussed topic in sales, in marketing, in online marketing. If you go to like Russell Brunson's training or Expert Secrets and all that sort of stuff, then that stuff is pretty common. Just gonna take a sip here. So that's phase 2. So that happens for the first 2 weeks. Then the third week is the selling week. So at this point, again, obviously we're asking for like feedback and stuff, and people are engaged. Just FYI, like obviously we do actually collect feedback and testimonials from these people as they're going through this first 2 weeks. And again, for a lot of them, like they're getting insane value at this point because light bulbs are going off in their head, beliefs are being broken, they're getting confidence. They're spending, not only they're consuming our course content, but they're spending 2 weeks with our client. They're teaching them 5 to 7 times a week live. That creates a lot of trust and credibility and builds a relationship. We're coaching them. They get to ask questions. We're giving them feedback, right? So we're already at this point, not only will we be breaking beliefs and creating the right mindset, but we're building a relationship with our audience because we're spending so much time with them live. You don't get to do that in a regular launch. Most people launch with webinars, right? It's like 90 minutes. You don't get enough time to build a relationship. People do 5-day challenges where they go live for 1 hour a day for 5 days. That's only 5 hours. We were spending, 2 hours a day with these people for like 2 weeks. So it's a lot of work. Our clients worked friggin' hard throughout this launch. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of live sessions, a lot of emails, a lot of organization. But again, proof is in the pudding, is that our saying? The proof is in the numbers anyway. It works if you're willing to do this properly. It's complex. This isn't for a beginner. A beginner shouldn't do this type of launch process, but it works really friggin' well. Then we move into phase 3, which is basically the selling week. So the third week of the launch is sales week. So instead of like a course being released on that Monday, we just announced the schedule for the next 7 days. And it's basically just double live sessions pretty much every day. So every day for the final week, We don't have any course content. Our client just goes live and does 2 training sessions pretty much a day. Whether they need to do 2 a day, I'm not really sure, maybe not. They do a morning session and an evening session. One of the reasons why we do that is to just basically capture both sets of people depending on their schedule. So some people might work in the morning, some people might work in the evening, and they can't attend those sessions. The main point of this is to get as many people live as possible on one of the sessions, because that's where we're going to get the biggest conversions, and that's where you're going to be able to sell the most, right? Yes, most people during like sales week will just send emails and send them to the sales page. Yeah, that might work, all right? But you're going to get most of your conversions on when you're actually selling live to these people. So our biggest focus during week 3 is to just get as many people live with us as possible, and that's where we can do the selling. So that's why another reason why we do the 2 sessions as well, because we want to tackle people on different time zones or different work schedules. So we sell live throughout that week, and most of this again is belief breaking. So for example, like if someone is, our clients show people how to get clients from social media. So one of the limiting beliefs might be, I need a big following to sign clients, right? So we'll do a workshop during that final week where it's like how to build a 6-figure business with less than 1,000 followers, something like that, right? So you can see the workshop directly attacks and breaks the false belief of the prospect. But at this point as well, we'll also do some tactical stuff, because a percentage of our audience are brand new and they just needed the mindset and the belief that they can do it. They don't really care about the strategy. It's why people, go from diet to diet just trying to lose weight. They don't care whether it's fucking keto, all this bullshit, right? They don't care about the diet itself. They just care about the end result. So a lot of people don't actually care about the tactic and strategy. They don't care how they get there. They just want to get there. So a big percentage of our audience are in that bracket, and that's why we don't really focus on tactics and strategies that much. But in the final week, we do sessions on more strategic, tactical lessons around how to get clients, what's the best like sales funnel or marketing process, how to get results for your clients, how to sell. Like we do more tactical stuff in week 3. And the reason why is because there's still a percentage of our audience that are a bit more experienced, who have tried to build this business before and failed following certain strategies. So we still need to show those people that our stuff, our tactics, our strategy is different and better than what they've tried with before. Because if we didn't show them that, then they would probably have the belief of, they're probably just going to tell me what that last coach told me and it didn't work for me, therefore I don't want to invest. So again, we're trying to appeal to all the different segments of our potential customers, their experience, their mindset. And again, it's still a false belief, but we're still breaking all of these false beliefs. But again, for those in particular, in week 3, we do go into more tactics and strategies to convert those types of people as well. And again, pretty much our main goal is to get people live. So we don't really do many sales emails where it's like just an email, telling a story or promoting the offer. I should have said actually, on day 1 of week 3, on that Monday, we do the live sell. So one of the live sessions on that first day, or the first live session on that first day, is the live pitch where we open the cart, we go through the offer, we announce the offer, and we push people to buy, right? We had on that first day 124 people that buy, which is friggin' awesome. So I should have said that. So then throughout that next week, we're obviously throughout week 3, we're doing live sessions. And obviously, we're coaching, we're teaching that topic that we talked about on the workshop. But at the same time, we're also pushing people to buy from the sales page, right? Our emails, they don't really sell. Most people will be like, hey, we just released this offer, go and buy. Again, we're doing like 2 workshops a day, and we're sending reminder emails out for those workshops, at least 2 per workshop. So we're already sending like 4 emails a day. We don't want to bombard our list by sending a couple of sales emails as well. So we just utilize email to try and push people to the workshop, create desire and curiosity for someone to want to get onto that workshop and buy. And that's it. That's phase 3. And we do that for about a week, a little longer, from Monday to the next Tuesday. And then we cut off. And that was the Tuesday just gone. So that's the sales process. Like I said, it's a lot of work. It's very intense. If you're a beginner, don't try this. There's too many moving parts. You've got to drive traffic profitably. You've got to nurture people. You've got to get people engaged in a Facebook group. And there's loads of different tactics and strategies that we use inside of the Facebook group as well. I've not even been able to touch on it in this video. You've got to create the course content, which, that's strategic content as well. You don't just create a random course. Every lesson has a purpose inside the course content. You've got to go live probably, probably like 30 plus times throughout a 3-week period. And you've got to coach and you've got to sell live. You've got to do a live pitch. You've got all the emails. You got the reminder ads, because when obviously the course goes live in week 1, we're retargeting all of the leads with ads being like, hey, the course has started, go and get access. Then during sales week, when the cart is open, we've got retargeting ads running being like, hey, come back and buy. So a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of work, but it's by far the most effective launch process we've ever done. And at the end of the day, this is going to bring in about, again, not all payment plans are going to come in, but I would say about 1.3 mil is going to come in from this launch. And, ad spend was less than 80 grand. So they're going to profit about 1.2 mil, I would say, a little bit more than that. And, the launch process took them 3 weeks. So $1 million a month is not bad. Again, obviously we're not going to do this every month. I don't think it's possible to do this type of offer every month, even though we are scaling pretty well with ads to a cold audience. Also, just energetically, my client couldn't do this every month because it would kill them, because they're literally going live consistently. So we do this about 3 to 4 times a year. I think we'll probably do it 3 times this year. I think 3 times is a sweet spot. And we do a launch like this. And this is the biggest one we've done. Last time we did it, I think we did about 550K cash and just over $1 million in total sales rev. This time we've done over 730K cash, 1.5 mil in total sales revenue. So, next time, hopefully we can spend like double the ad spend about 150 grand, then the sky's the limit. The goal with this is to try and generate over $1 million just from the ads. This time total sales revenue was 834. So if we double ad spend next time, we should easily hit over $1 million, which would be cool to generate my client over $1 million in profit from ads in 1 month. And then they'll have the organic audience on top of that as well. So that's a breakdown of the launch process. I don't know how long to make this video, but if you've got any questions about any specifics about the launch process, the registration phase, the ads, the nurture phase, the workshop topics, the selling, the offer, just let us know. Comment in the comments, believe it or not. And then, I'll maybe make a more detailed video on that. So hope this was useful. If you guys have got a coaching offer and you've been doing launches the more traditional way, then give this way a go. I'm pretty confident if you execute on it correctly, it will make you a shit ton of money.